Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over my 2026 reading goals and reading plans. Now I'm splitting them up a little bit into goals and then a plan section because they are different in my brain and I do think they deserve their own little conversations. So first, I'm going to go over my goals and then I just want to go over what I plan to do reading wise, whether that be reading challenges or readathons or whatnot. And then finally, I'm going to go over a few books that I need to read in 2026 because I either did not get to them last year and I wanted to, or they just need to get read very, very badly. So to begin with, I am going to go over some of my goals, and they do kind of coincide with some of the books that I want to read this year. To start, I don't think I'm going to get to read as much this year as I have in the past few years. My last 2-year goals were 50 books each. I did hit them both years. And then the year before that, it was 100, and I had 94 books read, which I was very proud of. So this year, being that life is changing and I'm finishing up school, gonna have a baby, might not get to read much this year, I have lowered my reading goal to 25 books. And that's just a benchmark for me. I don't necessarily have to hit 25. I'm not going to be super strict with myself to absolutely crush that goal 2 times over or whatever. Basically, I just set a goal of 25 because it'd be easy. I can read longer books and not feel like I'm falling behind the arbitrary number that I set in my brain. And I ultimately think it'll be a good idea for me to start lower because it'll also give me that little dopamine hit if I hit 50 books and it says you've read 200% of your goal. I love that. So 25 books for 2026 is the goal. I think that it'll be very doable considering I'm already at 2 for the year and I do keep wanting to read. I'm very motivated to continue reading right now, so that's a good start. Next, I would like to start 3 new series. I'm not sure what those series are going to be, and I know what you're thinking. Don't you want to finish series? Yes, I want to finish series. But I also want to start 3 new series. And by start a series, I mean at least 2 books in that series have been read. I don't like having no series going on because I don't know what to pick up then. I like having multiple to pick from and then pick the next book in that series to keep reading, and I always have something that I know I can just go to my shelf and be like, yes, this is what I'm reading next, no questions asked. So I'd love to start 3 new ones to add to my list. I only have 14 going on right now, so I don't think that adding 3 is going to really hinder my reading or make me feel like I'm falling behind. My 3-book series that I do want to read, one of them is Throne of Glass and one of them is The Dark Tower, because I have 1 book left in each of those and I think I can definitely read those this year. The other book series that I would love to finish, I have not chosen yet. Like I said, I'm in the middle of about 14 right now, and I don't really have any that I'm close on, so maybe I will pick up a new series and just finish it start to finish right then and there, or maybe I'll find one that I have been working on for a couple years now where I've only had 1 or 2 books read and try to finish that one out. So Magnolia Parks, I've read the first book, and I know there's probably going to be more coming out, but I could definitely catch up on that. Or even Dungeon Crawler Carl, I have 6 more books to read, but I do think that I'm going to push myself in order to finish as many as I possibly can. I just don't know if I'll feasibly catch up this year. The next goal that I have for myself is to finish my ACOTAR annotations. And when I say that, I have annotated in depth both ACOTAR and ACOMAF. I have not finished annotating the other 3 books, and I would really like to do that. I like listening to the audiobooks while I'm annotating. It adds a little bit of immersiveness for me, so I'm definitely going to do it that way. And the only reason I haven't finished that yet is because it takes a lot of time, because I'm listening and actively writing in my books and highlighting and tabbing, and I have color-coded tabs and all that. So I try to be as organized as possible. It just takes me a while because listening to a book and also writing into that book at the same time, and those audiobooks are very long, so it does take me a while, and I just haven't gotten to the last 3 books. On top of that, I would love to finish the Mass Universe that is out currently. So I have not read Crescent City. I would love to finish all 3 Crescent City books that are out, finish Throne of Glass, and then potentially reread ACOTAR in preparation for the next ACOTAR book that should be coming out sometime this year. I pray it's this year, not next year. So cross your fingers that she releases a date for that. Next, I would love to read 6 Book of the Month books. I have had Book of the Month for about 14 months now, and I have an entire shelf that is just all Book of the Month. It is overflowing, and I have not made enough of a dent on those books. I think I've read like 5 or 6. So I'd love to get through 6 more Book of the Month books. And you might be saying and thinking to yourself, Paige, you want to read 25 books. That is your goal this year, right? And on that list that I just told you of things that I would like to finish to complete other goals, there's almost 25 books there. Because I've got 3 Crescent City. I've got 1 full book and 2 half-read books for Throne of Glass. I've got the ACOTAR books again. That is a lot of books already on my TBR. But again, the 25 books is it's just a little baseline. I would love to get more than that if possible. So honestly, I don't have that many goals. Those are really all the goals that I have for this year. I don't think it's that impossible to do. I think I can probably finish that up pretty quickly, honestly. I'm also being delusional right now when I say that because that involves me finishing Throne of Glass and Crescent City. But for the most part, I think those are very doable goals for the year. So next I'm going to jump into what I plan to do reading-wise this year. That doesn't involve my goals. That doesn't involve specific books. That's just what I want to do and how I want to get motivated to read. So I'd love to use my library more, but that also takes away from my ability to read from my shelves. Mostly when I say I want to use my library more, I'm doing that for new release books or books on my shelf that I can get on audio because that'll help a lot, as well as Kindle books. I don't want to have to buy Kindle Unlimited again. So I'm going to be trying to use my library as much as possible to get books off of Libby onto my Kindle so I can read at night when baby's here and I don't have to worry about paying for a subscription or anything, and I can just use the free resources that are provided to me. The next thing that I'm going to do is the 52 book club challenge. And again, 25 book goal, like very low. 52 is more than 25, but I do want to at least try to hit some prompts on that 52 book club challenge list. I know I'm probably not going to hit all of them. I don't think I finished it this past year. So I want to do as many as I possibly can. I'm not going to stress myself out though. Some of the prompts this year are very difficult and I don't know if I'm going to hit the difficult ones, but I probably will do the ones that my books just automatically fit into. The next thing I would love to do is participate in more readathons. I think readathons, like team-based readathons, are my favorite thing and they get me some of the most motivation I could ever have for reading books. And I'm definitely going to participate in Realmathon. I'm definitely going to participate in Escape the Readathon. Depending on when the Amazing Readathon falls, I might participate in that as much as I can, but I'll probably join the team that doesn't have like points associated with it and all that, because I don't know if I'll be able to get there, because it falls usually in June or July. And I would just feel really bad committing to a readathon that I don't think I can fully give myself to. Especially if it's a team-based one. So I do want to participate in a few readathons. And now I'm just going to go through a couple books that I want to read this year. I'm not going to talk much about them. Just know that they might show up on a readathon TBR or a monthly TBR at some point. And they're kind of spanning all different genres, and I did that for a purpose. I just want to expand my reading abilities this year and hopefully open doors to read new genres eventually in the future. So first, I've got Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. I hate classics usually. I cannot get into a classic and enjoy it to save my life. This one I've heard is really good. I'm going to try it. It's terrifying because it's massive, but I am going to try it and I hope I like it, but I'm not going to be mad if I don't. I'm just going to attempt to read it. We'll see. Next is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I read The Maidens, and I've heard that that is kind of taking inspiration from this book. I'm nervous. I've heard the characters are not very easily liked. I've heard that it's pretty slow at times. I do want to try it. I've also heard it's a modern classic, so we'll see. Next is Outlander. It's just a different kind of fantasy, and it's got a lot of romance in it, I think, but it's more of knights and swords and shields, and I'm kind of excited about that. So I'm going to try Outlander. We'll see how that goes. Next is The Mask of Mirrors. This is more of a fantasy that I would be into, like, in my brain, and it involves a masquerade, which is always a fun time. So I want to try this. I've been wanting to read this for a long time, and I just haven't gotten to it. So that is that. Next, I want to finish The Dark Tower, hence why The Dark Tower is here. I think this was on my 25 and 25, did not get to it. I read every book up to this. I want to read this year. Next is The Butcher's Masquerade. This is the 5th book in the Dungeon Crawler Carls series, and everybody that I watch on YouTube says this is their favorite. So I want to get up to and through this book this year at least. I am on book number 3, so I have to read 3, 4, and 5 to expand my universe of Dungeon Crawler Carl and experience what everybody is loving. So I want to try it. Then I've got Kingdom of Ash. Much like The Dark Tower, I would love to finish this to finish the series. Both of these books are massive, as is The Butcher's Masquerade. So there's like 3,000 pages between the 3 of them almost. We will see if I get there, but I would really love to. The next book is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I have not tried a Kristen Hanna book, and I feel like my inner book talk girly is screaming. My mother-in-law really likes Kristen Hanna, has read a few books by her. My best friend has read a couple books by her. I want to try her. I've heard this one's really good. I do like some more heart-wrenching historical fiction, so I think this could work for me. I don't know about the plot much of this book. I know it's World War II, and I know it's in France, so it can't be that bad, can it? I mean, it's World War II, so it can, but, like, it doesn't sound that bad, like, to read for a plot and to have my heart ripped out of my chest and broken into a million pieces. And finally, The Road of Bones. I have been meaning to pick this up for over a year. I want to read it, I want to love it, and I think I will, because I've heard other people talking about it and have mentioned it on their, like, favorites list. I think this could work well for me. It's got Norse inspiration, and it's a fantasy romance, and she's running from something, and he just so happens to be a highwayman and picks her up, and yeah, it's your stereotypical fantasy romance. So, this is the last book that I would like to read. I know that was a very quick succession. I didn't want to go too in-depth on any of these because I hope to make videos eventually with my thoughts and explaining all of these books more in depth. That was very, very quick, but that's just my quick rundown of my 2026 reading goals, what I plan to be reading, as well as like my challenges and readathons I want to be part of. Ultimately, I think 2026 is going to be a great reading year. I really hope it is. And I really hope it is for you guys too. If you have any books that you want to read this year or any challenges you want to participate in, let me know down below. I hope you have a really great afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for watching, and good night.